DGB Gaming, actually. This is now DGB Gaming, brought to you by Lil D, man. We get this shit started off right, man. Y'all gonna come on, tune in with your boy. Let's see. I think I got everything right. So, yeah.
60,000.
Alright. We up in this hoe. Mic straight. Styles and all that. Yeah. Can y'all hear me? Yeah, that should be good, right? That should be good right there. I like that. Okay. Make sure my party. Make sure party out there. Alright. Now we ready to go. DGB TV, DGB Gaming.
Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Lone Star State and the very mammoth AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. A moment ago, here was the scene with the Cowboys emerging from their tunnel. It was loud. It's still loud. We're ready for football as the Cowboys get set to match up with the Los Angeles Rams. is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
See if we get our first win today,
Here's the first carry now for Todd Gurley. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know, you know better than I, he has the ability to take over a game. So what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And they're able to get this one across the 35. They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets them a new set of downs. They go play action here on first down. Over the middle, complete. That's Reynolds. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 23 yards on the play. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 41. Here's Goff. Now he's forced out left. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 19. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Following the interception, here's Prescott. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. Looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. Picked off by John Johnson. And this one is returned to right around the 38-yard line. Cooper was the intended target.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
The Los Angeles Rams, they continue to be a great story this season. A solid team. That wonderful start, although they did lose Week 9, obviously, to New Orleans. So the 72 Dolphins celebrated again.
Yeah, they got a chance to hug it out and still be the last team to go undefeated in modern football. 17-0 that team was, but let's face it, no one shedding any tears for the Rams after that loss to New Orleans. They still have weapons galore on offense, a stout defensive front led by Aaron Donald, leading their division. They're aiming for the playoffs, and as all their moves in the offseason and during the season, picking up Dante Fowler Jr. to rush the passer, they're shooting for the Super Bowl.
And it's complete. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Robert Woods, 21 yards. And the Rams are going to take a first quarter lead. Zerline connects on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Dallas getting the ball again here on offense, and the Cowboys haven't been able to build a ton of momentum if you look at their 2018 season as a whole, Charles. In fact, the first 7 weeks before the bye earlier in the year, it was kind of like flipping a coin. It was loss, win, loss, win, loss, win. So I don't know what you make of this team.
You would actually expect that coin to come up heads 2 times in a row or tails 2 times in a row, wouldn't you? I think that we'll see the second half belong to Ezekiel Elliott, because the move to get Amari Cooper out wide should open things up a little bit more, and he's such an impact player, and that's how they play best. Him leading, running the football, and establishing the line of scrimmage. And also working in their favor, there's absolutely no one running.
And down he goes on the pressure from the Rams defense.
Brandon, And if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Prescott now into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Snags it for the pick.
That was a bad one, y'all.
Touchdown, LA. And this defense looking like they have come to play. The pick six, and just like that, it's 13-0 early on.
Well, go back with me to our training camp visit. What do we hear during these drills? Pass. Ball's in the air.
And then my favorite.
Oski. That's the interception. That means everybody finds someone to block them, stay on your feet, and they get it done. Touchdown.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much.
Abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
The pick six, Prescott. Now he'll be wrapped up around the waist and pushed down. Aaron Donald in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first. And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line. Aaron Donald in there to pick up his second sack now of the afternoon. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. And this one is incomplete.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's only thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half.
I'm trying to lose already.
50-50 balls, and you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. Let's take it inside his own 40. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you... Because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Goff will lead the Rams up here 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. They'll try and start the drive with Gurley. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. To throw on second down is gone. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Brandon Cooks, 54 yards. And the Rams hang on to their lead. Zerline good with a PAT. And it's now 21-0.
I don't like that shit.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this
Play
one
it though. It's gonna make me better. That's it.
That'll be taken in the end zone.
I gotta figure out what this
Twisting away. And now running right through it. He'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
I don't know why.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And some dangerous territory. Already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play. Big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time
That hoe asked me for a mercy plea, bro.
A second down throw for Prescott. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Intended that time for Cooper. And that takes us from second to third down.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm trying this almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. A dump off to Elliott. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. Do you like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion. What you're counting on is...
There he goes, Amari Cooper. Touchdown, Cowboys. Amari Cooper, 72 yards. And the Cowboys get a bit closer. As a former DB, you might not like to see them, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Great job by the kick team there to get the football, but also don't forget about the man that started him, the lonesome kicker himself.
I love that you brought him into it because he doesn't get nearly the attention he deserves. Oftentimes, it's only when it's negative. In this case, he created a positive play for his team.
On 1st and 10, Prescott. That would complete to Elliott. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A good pickup there, 22.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Throwing, Prescott.
Ah! Oh, that is fucking interference, bro.
Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Partner with that incompletion, what do you say that we look around the league and give some defensive players some love? You okay with that?
Let's do it. Let's rattle off a few guys. Von Miller, every year we talk about him, we should do it again. He's, again, one of the top sack leaders in the NFL. One name you don't talk about.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jeff Heath. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. It was the free safety, LaMarcus Joyner, that time, able to make the play.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A good pickup there, a 22. A first down throw for Prescott. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing the receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
A second down throw for Prescott. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, third down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. Just keeping the play alive. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Aaron Donald able to disrupt yet another pass play. His third sack of the afternoon. They're indeed going for it. It's Prescott. Looking deep for Elliott. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. Fourth down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the sticks make a drastic shift forward. Drops it underneath to Elliott. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll make this a second down. Prescott now on second down. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Cowboys have cut it to within a score. Point after, right down the middle. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Goff will lead the Rams up here first and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. That's caught by his tight end, Gerald Everett. And he's brought down after a very nice game. So a minute 55 to go in the first half. We're back to Arlington right after this timeout. On first down, it's Gurley. And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. Calling a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. Earlier this half, you were wondering how the defense was going to handle him defensively. Were they going to bottle him up at different levels, so to speak, is what you said. What have you seen so far?
Well, I think they've been absolutely terrific because it feels like on every play, if we were watching this...
Bro, I was down 21-0, bro, in the first quarter. I done came back 14-21 with a minute left in the second quarter. And then I kicked the onside kick. I got it back, but I didn't do nothing with that position.
Territory, even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on third.
Bro, that hoe offered me a mercy, bro. I feel motherfucking...
Out of the gun.
You can't even find the word for it, bro.
Couldn't hang on to it through the contact.
I'm hot, bro.
Incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender is making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Going with their tight end on.
Oh, we stopped him. Let's go.
Pinned on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward. And indeed, he did not. They stop him. Even though they didn't get it, probably the right call. Too long for a field goal and just not a whole lot to gain from a punt there.
Yeah, you wouldn't have really netted very much yardage if you pumped the ball, right? And the thing about a field goal, and you know this from so much experience, the longer the field goal, the lower it comes out off the kick, right? Which means it's got a better chance of being blocked. So you're taking a chance either way. I like the fact they went for it.
He's got the connection to Cole Beasley. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. Here's Prescott. Looking deep for Elliott. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect. They're going for a receiver there. Already has one touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored one, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
The Cowboys on third down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Prescott from the gun. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And 5 yards on the play there. It's a drive will continue. First down now, but that clock rolling.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did,
and he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. As they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. And the pressure gets to him again. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. As they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Here's Prescott. Going for the deep ball.
Woo! Let's go, nigga.
Amari Cooper in the
Don't ever count me out, bro.
And the Cowboys are an extra point away from tying the football game.
Don't ever count me out, bro. And that's for the strings.
And we've got a tie game here in a
For
back
the
and
fucking
forth
strings, bro. Oh, yeah. And I can move to... That's so beautiful. That's so beautiful.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away.
Let's go.
Short kick. One of the up men will take it down.
Oh.
2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return.
Oh.
And we welcome you back now alongside Charles Davis operating gun, getting set for quarter number 3 here. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. That's fielded in the end zone. And this return return nets positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Out come the Cowboys now as he'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Gotta wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You're probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
On second down, Elliott. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
On 3rd and 1, here's Prescott. And the Rams got him. They bring him down. Dante Fowler in there with pressure yet again. And that's the 7th time they've dropped him here this afternoon. On 4th, they do snap it to Prescott. It's complete. Swings it out to his running back. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. So, Charles, talk about a play that could prove pivotal, and I mean pivotal. That decision right there could be really costly.
Without a doubt, you
It is
talk
what
about
it
taking
is,
a
bro.
chance there and deciding you're going to go all in, as they like to say. That's
Now
exactly
he coming
what that
out.
one
You
was,
know
and
he
it did
running.
pay off.
Yeah, inside their own territory, game tied, this stage of the contest, boy.
Oh, this nigga running.
Now a play fake here on first down.
Pick, come on.
Over the middle, and it's incomplete. The Notre Dame man,
If I just get a pick run back, bro, that would end the
That's why
game.
he's got to be happy to
That
have
would
that.
kill
There
this
wasn't a
offensive
moment in the zone.
momentum.
You have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Now on second down, this is Gurley. Even with the good footwork, he'll be stopped just inside the 35. Jalen Smith, the Notre Dame man, in on the tackle.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
This is caught. It's Cooks. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10.
I'm gonna catch this nigga slipping.
It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first. A play fake to Gurley. Now gone. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, LA. Jared Goff with his third touchdown pass of the afternoon. And the Rams have broken our tie as they take the lead. And his kick is good. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field.
I come back out there, run, bro. I gotta loosen this shit up. This ridiculous.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Out of yard.
They start on the ground with Elliott. Room here to run. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
All right, Brandon, you know me as well as anyone. You know I don't usually advocate abandoning things during a game, but here we are in the second half. I think it's time to change things up. Let the running game go a little bit. Let's get to the passing game, and if you still want to get in the hands of the runner, maybe you swing it to him, throw it to him a little.
And he'll be hit from behind and taken down. Aaron Donald in there yet again. My goodness, make it 5 sacks for him now in this one game alone. Third and long for Prescott. Letting one fly 30. It's a big play there on third down. And even 60 yards. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, Prescott again. And this is caught. It's Cooper. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Amari Cooper, 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Cowboys are an extra point away from tying the football game. Extra point right down the middle. And we are all tied at 28.
I know I can stop it.
So all square here in this third quarter as the kick's away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They'll start out on the ground with Gurley. And he's got some space here. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the
Yeah!
It's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked
Oh,
off
we
by
gotta
the linebacker
capitalize on
Jalen
this
Smith.
shit,
And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. They'll try and get the running game going with Elliott. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Second down, Prescott. And a hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, as it turned out. Couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
On third down, it's Prescott. Flush to his right. Now he's going to send this one deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I know they had good coverage downfield, but you have to wonder, on third and long like that, how does that happen that they can get that far downfield and complete a pass? You got to guard the sticks, understand where you are, so it's almost like someone fell asleep in the switch, and now that the play's been completed, they've got to dust themselves off on defense, pick it up, and figure out how to not let that happen again.
And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
To throw is Prescott. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's 3rd and goal.
But it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey.
And down he goes on the pressure from the Rams defense. Aaron Donald in there to get him again, and that's his 6th sack of the ball game. One off the NFL
Hold on, baby.
record of
Hold on.
7. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. And his kick is good. This one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Oh, he shifts past him. Oh, he's got a little daylight. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. The 20. Touchdown, LA. As his guys are in for 6. And the Rams have taken the lead here in the 4th. They had just relinquished the lead on the field goal. Ensuing kickoff, they get that lead right back.
So does this come under the heading of you can't keep a good team down?
There you go. That works. Eye for an eye.
I'm with you on that one, just to be able to break back immediately. Not down at all, no heads down after giving up the lead and coming right back at them. And a special team score, that's like gold in a coach's manual.
And he'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field.
You say it's been
they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the three-point kicker. Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help in the contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped in the contract time. You can kick that one through.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Super tall.
Prescott looks to throw on first. Being chased out left. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
Well, any caused incompletion is good for a defense. But when you add to it, you get a little hit on the quarterback, knock him to the ground, make him think a little bit, hopefully knock him off his game, especially in a game of this magnitude, this tight in the 4th quarter. Got to feel pretty good as a defense.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Looking deep for Elliott. And a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by Nickel Roby-Coleman. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
He's got a man wide open, complete. And now, defensively, they're going to find their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now Goff will hand this one to Gurley. They find some open field here. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. And a timeout taken. Just 6 seconds away from the 2-minute warning. This defense wanted to stop the clock prior to that, and they do. Another carry now for Gurley. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this.
What's up, brother? No, I said hello. I said hello. What's up, brother?
Now Goff on first down. He's letting it fly for it's caught inside the 25. And he takes this down deep on the Cowboys side of the field. Goff finding Cooks on a big play. 51 yards. It's first and goal and a late touchdown at this stage. Could officially salt this one away. On first and goal, Gurley. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be second and goal.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's second and goal. Throwing now. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
I'm trying to win this game, baby. I was down 21-0.
You got the slim lead late.
I was down 21-0
Why are you throwing it
in the
there?
first quarter.
Remember during the year when we asked
all the way back. It's 35-31.
why would you throw the ball? And he talked about trust in his quarterback and trust in his offense.
But still.
And then at the end he kind of went, yeah, not really a good reason.
Right. He'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
I like
the way he's thrown the football today, almost a surprise when he doesn't complete a pass like happened there, but he needs a few more to get his guys downfield.
Well, the way he's thrown it leads him to believe that he's going to get those completions. And that means the guys going out for passes, they'll run even harder because they expect it as well.
Back to throw. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish this one off.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. He's back to throw. Oh, hit as he throws there. Incomplete. This defense looking impenetrable now. 3 straight incompletions. They're giving him nowhere to go with the football. Maybe a little frustrated back there?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. When he's missed on 3 straight, there's going to be some frustration. But now he's got to make sure that that frustration is temporary. Big throw coming up.
I'm focusing.
Desperation time. Prescott.
Come on, Cooper, please, Cooper. Oh, one-handed. One-handed. Go, Cooper. Go, Cooper. Go. Go. We got 30 seconds. Come on. Not enough, nigga.
Now they get to the line of scrimmage quick. They've got to spike it.
They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly.
Damn, he ain't got enough on it. Damn, me too. Nah, Cooper,
picked off by the fumble, Marcus Peters. Cooper was the target there.
That about the best
The
now.
interception woes, they just continue to mount. So 5 picks at this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern, maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
Goff gonna throw it. He's letting it fly for Cooks. That's caught inside the 20. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play. so it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
The extra point up and good, but this one was decided anyway, as that will be the final action in this ball game. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
Excuse me. I'm not. Don't ever think you did something. Little bitch ass. Oh, sometimes.
We are sandwiched between Fort Worth and Dallas, Texas, and Arlington at the luxurious AT&T Stadium. Obviously, they do everything big here in Dallas, and the introduction to the Cowboys, no exception. They're set for football in Big D, as their guys will do battle with Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. Here's Will Lutz ready to get this one started. And we are underway from AT&T Stadium. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
What do you say?
Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. He'll be dropped at the 30. But a shifty move got him a couple extra on the play. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. And Beasley with it over the middle. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. A Dallas first down. Prescott hooking up with Beasley.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Looking deep downfield. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. Now they'll try to take advantage of that offsides call. Here's 1st and 5. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. Looking and finding Allen Hurns. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. First down, Prescott. He's going to go deep for Beasley.
What's up, baby?
And this is taken in at the 5. And he is
Man.
into the end zone for a
Alright,
Cowboy touchdown.
I love you. What you got next, break?
Cole Beasley.
I hear you. I said I love you. What you got next, break?
And the Cowboys have taken
Lunch.
the early lead. And
Okay.
he's able to
I'll
put it
talk to you on
through.
lunch, baby. I'll talk to you on lunch. All right, I'll leave you too.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Brody.
Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. A first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On 2nd down, Kamara. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a first down.
Outside handoff to the right side. If you're a running back, you love getting the ball early so you have vision to see what's happening in front of you.
Right tackle likes that call. Big play for him, but don't forget about the guys you always tell me on the backside sealing off.
When they talk about cutoff blocks, making sure no one can leak from the backside that can run a play down.
And nobody leaked. Big play. Breeze leaves this one with Kamara. Oh, what a juke into space. A big hitter. That one goes for 40 yards. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early. It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that, got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
He'll get it up the middle, and he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Only a yard there, and that'll bring us to 3rd and goal.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
Breeze going to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. DeMarcus Lawrence able to get him down behind the line of scrimmage, and it'll be 4th down. The offense stays out there. A big challenge here from this far back, but they're going for it on 4th and goal. They'll go for it. It's Breeze. And this is going to be intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. Past the 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Cowboys. We thought this defense would be opportunistic, and they were. Here, you're already up. Now you got a 2-touchdown lead. I tell you, going out there on defense, did they have a little bit of extra momentum with a score already on the board?
Oh, without a doubt. That already felt good to them. They took it and used it and obviously put up another one. But here's the thing now. Some defense coordinators might want to pull their guys back a little bit because they don't want them to make mistakes because they're too overamped. Others say, I've got a 2-touchdown lead. Go get them, guys. They'll be even more aggressive.
The football going back over to the New Orleans Saints and a team this year, Charles, that really took off after that Week 1 loss. For me, it all came together Week 9. You think back to that game when they beat the Rams, knocked off their undefeated streak to start the regular season. So now, are the Saints really Super Bowl? That's caught inside the 20. A big play. Breeze finding Thomas, and even 60 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards, but also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. To throw, it's Breeze. And this is going to be incomplete.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let them get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. Now Breeze. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on 4th down to bring up 1st and goal. They'll run it with Kamara. Able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
To me, that's a terrific run on 1st and goal at the 3. They got 2 yards.
And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. A great effort there. Taking it in from a yard out. And the Saints are back within a score. And it's up and good. Lutz now to kick this one away. And out now come the Cowboys. They're starting to put some space here. You know, first quarter, they didn't look so hot offensively. This second quarter, though, they've looked really good.
They've jumped in the saddle in a big way now, and now they're in full gallop. I mean, before, kind of cantering around a little bit, right, trying to feel their way, not getting done what they wanted to. But somehow they put it together with play calling, execution, and now there's a pretty big gap.
And they'll look to make that gap. It's caught inside the 25. A big play here for Dallas. And even 60 yards.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
Here's Elliott. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Eli Apple up from his corner spot to make the play.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those off.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 21-7. Boy, I guess they're going to keep trying to put the pedal to the metal here. They're going to try an onside kick. And the Saints hands team able to rein this one in. A second quarter onside kick there that failed. Is that something that maybe they had dialed up before this game started?
It feels like it, doesn't it? That they thought they had the right situation, you know, and the right approach in going after it. Also may signal that they feel like they have the superior team, that they can try these sorts of things and it won't come back and hurt them later.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Defensively, it was Leighton Vander Esch up from his linebacker spot. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now Breeze. Wide open. It's Marshall complete. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. Just shy of the 20. 23 yards on the play.
I'm sorry, but it's almost unfair. Brandon Marshall.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to drop him for his 2nd sack now here tonight. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. Throws left side, complete to Brandon Marshall. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to Arlington right after this timeout. And no field goal try here from the red zone offense out there. They'll go for it on 4th. Breeze now. Thomas has got it, complete. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on 4th down to bring up 1st and goal. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop doubt.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas from 10 yards out. And the Saints have cut it back within a score. Lutz good on the extra point. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. Lutz now to kick this one away. And now here come the Cowboys. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
On 1st and 10, Prescott. Flushed out right. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Alex Okafor in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. Play fake. Here's Prescott. Steps away to his left. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the Tucker rule that they can fall back on anymore.
Throwing, Prescott. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. They're indeed going for it. It's Prescott escaping the pressure right. Looking deep in the direction of Cooper. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. A surprising move to go for it predictably, at least somewhat predictably. It doesn't pay off. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. Now, this is a nice little gift wrap situation as they take over 1st and goal. To throw is Breeze. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Now, whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. An incomplete pass on first down. Here's second and goal. Now Breeze. Now Breeze lost the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, this from 37. And Lutz puts this one through. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. So we have come to halftime here in Dallas with the Cowboys out in front. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. The return man is Hill. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with third down coming up. They run it again with Kamara. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. Breeze to Ingram on the draw. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Right back for Marshall. This time it's complete. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. Here we go with Kamara. And the surge is going to be too much defensively. He's hit and taken down to the backfield. Alvin Kamara unable to push past that yellow line. And the Cowboys defense is going to get him the football back. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. They'll start the drive with Elliott. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A big play on the ground there. It goes for 36 yards.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, They come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw down that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Yeah, really nice gain there. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down. On 3rd down, Elliott. Oh, and now he bowls him over. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower. That front 7 reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing. Slowing them.
And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Ezekiel Elliott, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Cowboys will extend their lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that pushes the lead up to 11.
Buddy.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave him great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Sean Lee. And he will score. Touchdown, Cowboys. This D wanting to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
The dangerous Hill now to return. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. And they gave up the pick 6, and now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be.
And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
Bro. Bro, you got a lot to be smiling for. Come on. Bro, where you at? Bro, you know it's going to happen today. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, bro. You know it's going to happen today, bro. You're going to get ready to hop on. It's going to be nap time, bro. Bro, you said that at 3 o'clock, 3:30 specifically. 3:30. One, bro. One, bro. One. Alright, bro. Tell my nigga Davion I'm ready. Bro, tell my nigga Davion I'm ready, bro. Tell my nigga I'm ready, bro.
Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Lone Star State and the very mammoth AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. A moment ago, here was the scene with the Cowboys emerging from their tunnel. It was loud. It's still loud. We're ready for football.
What?
As the Cowboys get set to match up with the Minnesota Vikings. The kickoff unit
What you
is
at,
out
bro?
on the
Like
field
30?
and will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back
Quit
line of the
capping,
end
bro.
zone
You
for
know
a
you at
touchback.
33.
Cousins and the Vikings with a
Bro,
1st and 10.
a loss don't matter. That just puts you at 32.
First down. Here's Cousins. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a first down. And we see the emphasis early here. Get your star receiver involved. Able to do it successfully.
Not a bad start to begin with, that's for sure. And to me, this play says our guy is better than your guy's. Because, you know, a player of his stature, he won't just be single covered all.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted.
You got a lot to be
Picked
smiling
off by the
for. Use
linebacker,
alert.
John Lee.
Use
And he will
alert. Come
return
on.
this one to the 30-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job.
It's peak season. Xander S. believing. Smile, bitch. Smile, bitch. Come on.
Guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
We gonna start this party all right. Elliott running it back tonight.
2nd and 2.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber who runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. A first opportunity in the red zone for the Cowboys. 1st and 10 right at the 20. A give to Elliott. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
A line of scrimmage, once again, the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. They'll try to throw now. Prescott. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew.
Got Minnesota.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of. Otherwise, he was going to get sacked.
Here's Elliott. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
Anthony Barr got a real education at UCLA in playing not just his normal position of stand-up outside linebacker, but down defensive end. So he had to incorporate a variety of moves, take on bigger people. So he learned great leverage while he was there. That really helps him when he's trying to stop people running the ball.
Born in South Bend, Indiana. Thought about going back to go to Notre Dame, but you're right. Great career at UCLA, and now a great... And it's intercepted at the goal line. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Cooper was the intended target. Charles, as Minnesota takes the field here, let me get your thoughts on what you think of them coming down the stretch. The 1-3 start. We talked about their start last year, too. But is this a team that is being overlooked by others in the NFL right now?
I don't think so. I think that the teams that they're playing know how capable the Vikings are, and they realize that not only is the defense starting to get back to what they were last season, but that Kirk Cousins getting more and more comfortable with the weapons he has at his disposal. I think maybe we in the media on the outside are overlooking them a little bit because they've taken some losses to some significant teams so far this season. But I think down the stretch, you mentioned their start last year. They were 2-2 to start last year, 1-3 this year. They know how to put together a string, and this team could be dangerous come December.
Yeah, and they've looked a lot better since that 1-3 start. Open here, Adam Thielen. And all the way down to the 29. A big play there. Cousins to Thielen, 53 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
The rush defense stout on first down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Vikings holding the football. And they're on the move as they face a 2nd down here. Off the play fake, Cousins. That is caught at the 7. A good pickup there, a 22.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Only a yard on the completion. It's 2nd and goal. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. They'll give it to him up the middle. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. This is 3rd and goal now. 80,000 on their feet here in Arlington. From the gun, here's Cousins. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up 4th down. And Bailey able to knock it through. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. Well, they started that drive all the way back at the 1, able to march down, get 3.
It was daunting to begin with, wasn't it? But I thought overall, a very poised and efficient drive to get 3 points.
Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told them, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
But you're going to tell me, good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
set him back 5. Prescott now on 2nd down. He's got the connection to Cole Beasley. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A gain of 32 that time. A first down throw for Prescott. Buying time to his left. He finds Hearns left side. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. Prescott yet again. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And he returns it here to his own 18-yard line. Intended that time for Cooper. Well, you know, we've got a pretty big sample size now from the NFL season, Charles. I want to ask you, going back to the draft, who was the biggest steal in 2018?
Well, the biggest steal is Philip Lindsay.
Oh, guy that wasn't even drafted?
Wasn't even drafted, but how about what the Denver...
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
A first down carry by Elliott, and he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
What do you say, buddy?
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Dak and the offense still out there. They are going to go for it. Fourth down, Prescott. Dancing to his left. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Everson Griffin in there to get him for his 2nd sack of the night. First down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral type.
Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. DeMarcus Lawrence. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Flush to his right. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
What happened?
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right
What
there?
happened?
The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force
What
it, he felt
happened?
like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this
What
situation.
happened?
Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Letting one slide deep for Cooper. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead.
He talking, I know what you're talking about. He talking about the tournaments with Ninja. That's the only time I've ever, bro, when Ninja called him up, bro.
Now he's going to let it go deep, right sideline. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now.
Bro, the entire thing he took home.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Bro, it was no money. It was baked goods. You stupid, bro. Rich nigga was broke. How did he get the pizza?
He's going to fire one deep, middle. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And he will be brought down.
Bro, I'm pretty sure you won, bro.
This first half of action. Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the 3rd quarter.
I think he left the trophy at the storage,
so
bro.
We hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. This will be taken in at the 1.
Donated. Who wish they could play Fortnite with? Yeah.
As his guys will set up shop.
I remember that, bro.
23-yard line. Out come the Cowboys now as he'll go on offense first here in
this
third quarter. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. The give is to Elliott. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally.
Boy, you took that hoe. They didn't give you nothing, boy.
Secured before they slide off and try and
boy, you took that hoe. You didn't. They don't give nothing, boy.
And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line.
You know, so it's really nothing.
There, and now 2nd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Prescott. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. The veteran safety, George Iloka, there to break that one up. Another drive comes and goes, still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. You just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
The offense staying out there. They look prepared to go here on 4th and 10. They'll try and throw for it here. And that is caught. He's got his running back downfield. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A gain of 26 and a conversion there as well on 4th down. Prescott on 1st down. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, with that incompletion, Charles, I want to revisit our preseason Super Bowl picks.
Must we?
Well, we're getting closer and closer toward the playoffs. So
we have to revisit
who
them?
did you have? You had the Falcons.
I had Atlanta.
But you couldn't predict all those injuries the Falcons
Couldn't
had.
predict all the injuries, and heading into their open week, they had 1-2 in a row.
and then beat Washington after the open week. So all is not lost, but still enough guys are out that maybe it's not the best prediction. But I did have Pittsburgh, I believe, on the AFC side, and they are really starting to come on.
Sadly, I don't even remember who I had. I think it's going to sound like, oh, yeah, revisionist history. I think I had Rams and Patriots, so I'm going to stick with that.
That actually sounds familiar to me. I do believe you did have Rams in New England, and you are on track with those two teams.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They go back to Murray on 1st down. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Another scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. An incomplete pass on 2nd down. It muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Play action now. Cousins. They'll roll him out right. And he's able to find Diggs. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Give him 35 yards there on the 3rd down conversion.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down at the 34. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this mark.
And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Sean Lee. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
Well, from what we've seen thus far, this is not a formula for winning football. When you have more turnovers than points scored, that's a tough way to try and win a game.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 21. 10th carry now for Elliott. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Back now in Arlington. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. A 2nd down throw for Prescott. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Everson Griffin in there to get him again. The 3rd time he sacked him here tonight. 3rd and long for Prescott. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Daniil Hunter. He's the one to get him this time. And back-to-back sacks are going to bring up a 4th down. 1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Jason Garrett might be wanting to reconsider the decision to go for it there. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They'll try to run it in with Murray. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Only able to pick up 2, and that leads us to 3rd and goal. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Cousins. Flushed out right. Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And Bailey able to knock it through. And that will double their lead as it's up to 6. So they get to 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. Now the Cowboys offense heads back onto the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense.
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by Anderson Dejo. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. Thought they had something going there to break that goose egg here in the 2nd half, but to no avail.
Hope was alive until that interception. What a terrific play, taking the ball away after it looked like they were starting a drive.
And now that shutout still standing. You know that's something those defensive guys hold a lot of pride on, too.
No doubt about it. They are excited about where they are in this game.
First play of the drive going for 14 and a 1st down. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. On the give, this is their fullback. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
I know a lot of times we like to put players in certain boxes. He does this and he does that. But this guy, he can do a little bit of everything. He's not just a lead blocker or a guy who protects the passer. Handing the ball, he might want to get out of the way.
And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. 4th quarter, holding on to a lead. Fullback carry, 3 or 4 yards. I guess that's what you're looking for.
And it just brings back memories for me because I remember my coaches in this situation. I remember one time my head coach into his headset telling the offensive coordinator, I want the big boy carrying the ball. And that's what you have in this spot. Him covering up on the ball, taking care of it, and grinding out yardage.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 7. They'll run it now out of the gun. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. It's a pickup of 13, and with that 13 yards, this ball game just about over. Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. The storyline in this one, Charles, no doubt the number 0. Zilch, nada. A shutout so hard to do in the NFL.
It really is, and what an accomplishment, because you feel that not just on the defensive side, but as a full team. There's a lot of pride that goes into shutting out an opponent. And how about that 0 on the scoreboard for them, going along with those zeros in the time column, too.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. With that, we say good night from AT&T Stadium.
Nephew. Nephew.